United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I have two people ready to speak 2 minutes. Okay. I've received some very disturbing reports in the last week that Edie Lefevre of the Performing Arts in Woodstock is using her email list of the tickets sold on the 16th of April to solicit complaints against my last ability to enter the TV station via the manner prescribed, actually by Bill McKenna. Jeremy, while you were out last year, where Bill McKenna promised me that he would personally escort me the way we went in to the community center, and also offered me what he called his parking space, which is the space that's always occupied by the PAW. Well, any of these solicited email complaints are FOIAble, and if there is any action on these issues, all those issues will be FOIA. But beyond that, there's another problem here, in that we have received information and photographs, actually, of the original design of the community center when the area next to the entrance to the TV station was still open, that the pipes were placed there. They could have been placed in a different position, but they were placed there apparently intentionally to be able to preclude a ramp to that part of the building. Also, Jay, something else very disturbing is that with one of the people who defended me last week, you took personal offense in front of a lot of people Saturday night. They heard you say that you took personal offense at this person defending you, and that you shouldn't defend, quote unquote, these people. How does that make you unbiased? Jay? No, it isn't.
No, time. That's 2 minutes. Thank you. Next.
It is not 2 minutes.
It is 2 minutes. You just told us it's 2 minutes.
Wow, that's shortchanging my report.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, I see that you are proposing changes or additions to the ethics law and the zoning law amendments. I have no comment about the zoning laws, but the ethics laws, I think that you should change the ethics law in a large measure so that the ethics board is elected by the citizens or appointed by a consortium of different people chosen from widespread areas of government and some citizens as well. This way the board can do its job without interference, without intimidation, or without, since they're serving at the pleasure of the town board, without any kind of interference from the town board even in doing their duties. Further, the ethics law should be amended so that there should be discouragement and maybe even some sort of punishment of people who public officials who publicly rush to judge the actions and even the motives of private citizens in a public way. And a lot of this could also be remedied by being large enough to realize that there were mistakes made and to, retract and apologize for the accusations, especially with regard to the motives. Not even to whether or not there was a disturbance, but whether it was intentional or malicious or obscene. Thank you.
Yes.
David Kidd.
Hi, I'm David Kidd. I've been a longtime resident, and just wondering what happened to the ideals of Woodstock, the utopian ideals. Everyone knows that the colony was founded on utopian ideals, or somewhat the art colony was. And in '69, it was increased exponentially and broadcast everywhere. The biggest, the most famous little town in the world. And there's very little of that is being stamped out left and right by money interest. And it's not about money. It's not about money. It should not be about money. And bicycling. That's what I really came to talk about. Let's all bicycle. I'd like to see perhaps 30 seconds left or so. Well, carpooling to the Millstream or carpooling up to the top of the hill, or chock-a-block parking 25 cars 5x5 in Mountain View parking lot and having a bike library to walk across town to the mill stream and throwing together tram. Although Jay says the insurance would be very expensive for the tram, having a tram up to Overlook and just go down the hill. Whee!
That's it.
Okay, we have with us officials from the New York State Department of Transportation who will discuss the closure of the bridge on Route 212 here out in Mount Tremper.
Good evening. My name is Paul Tierms. I'm project manager with New York State Department of Transportation for the bridge replacement project, Route 212 over Beaver Kill. It's one of 6 bridges in Ulster County we'll be looking to replace this year and next. It is a new type of project for the state. Normally we design the project, put it out for low bid, and the low bidder gets awarded the project. This project is a design-build project in which we put together a proposal of the parameters of the job and with the situations and the locations that we want addressed. And we put the proposal out to design-build teams, which comprise of a contractor, an engineer, a materials testing firm, and a construction inspection firm. And the winning proposer is chosen on a part low bid, part their construction schedule, and part the type of quality work they're going to perform for us. In this project, the DOT is still involved and the state oversees the project, but at a level, maybe a step back farther. And so we're still involved. If any questions come up, you're still welcome to contact the New York State Department of Transportation. And we have a construction engineer, Chris Carlin, sitting in the back. He will be in charge of all the construction on this project for the state. The low bidder, or the best value choice for this project was Harrison and Burroughs, bridge contractors. And I'll turn the presentation over to Francis Bozzolini. He's their project manager.
Thank you. Thanks for putting us on your agenda tonight. Give us an opportunity to explain the project. I'm Francis Bozzolini, Harrison Burroughs Bridge Constructors, and we're from Albany. We do a lot of work in this part of the state. As Paul said, this is part of a bundled bridge project. There's 6 locations in Ulster County that we'll be doing this year, all the way from Shandaken to Shongum in the south, Gardner, Woolworthing, Marbletown, and Woodstock here. So far, we've started 2 locations, 42 in Shandaken. It's been underway for about 3 weeks, and we just started in Gardner on Route 44. We do have a field office in Marbletown, in the old town of Marbletown Town Hall, right on 209. So we'll be there for the duration of the project. Our construction engineer and myself and our staff will be there taking care of it. So. In Woodstock, the location's on Route 212, and it's almost all the way to the western part of the town where 212 runs into Mount Tremper, over the Beaver Kill here. It's an existing concrete span bridge. All the bridges in this contract are in what the DOT is calling a critical bridges over water program, and they're FEMA funding. So these bridges all have vulnerabilities mostly associated with scour. So while the bridge looks okay from the surface, there are potential issues with the foundation. So the scope of the project involves dismantling and removing the old structure in its entirety, and then building new abutments and new foundations and new structure on the same location. So in many of these sites, it's really the easiest thing to do is close the road, and shortens the time that we have to work, but it also does add some complexities for the locals. So there are a couple pictures of the existing bridge. The one on the left was taken late winter when the water was higher than normal, so the water does flow through there pretty heavily. As you can see, it's a concrete span structure with concrete abutments. So that's kind of what the existing situation is. The picture on the right from last May, the water was quite low, so as you know, it's varying conditions there. So in plan view, if you look at this sketch, the dashed lines, I don't have a pointer with me, the dashed lines on the inside represent where the old bridge is, and new bridge are the solid lines, so it's a little bit longer and a little bit wider than the structure that's out there. And then there's a little bit of approach work, new rails, new bridge rails, new approach guide rails. In this location, there's driveways on each of the 4 quadrants, so it's very cramped situation.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second? You know, we just recently had all our streams mapped by FEMA and stuff. Is this going to lower any base flood elevations by widening those abutments?
One of the design criteria that we have to adhere to is that we don't have any effect of the 100-year flood elevation upstream or downstream. So part of the analysis that our engineering firm has done is demonstrate that it's not affecting that base flood elevation, right? Because everybody's got essentially brand new, all these towns have essentially new FEMA maps. So,
So not up or down?
yeah, it's sort of a tricky analysis because you think you're solving a problem here and letting more water go down, and you end up causing a problem downstream. So in this situation, really the bridge vertically is more or less staying where it is. There's a little bit improved opening widthwise, and most of that is really to help prevent an armor from scour vulnerabilities. Yes?
In the 2 photographs that you had just earlier, that view of the underside of the bridge doesn't appear to be in any trouble.
That's what I said from the top, but really the foundation is the part you can't see, underneath these abutments. So underground. So the phenomenon scour, really the erosion undermining the footings would cause the bridge to have a failure if there's no support underneath. So the new structure will be founded on piles, in this case that are over 100 feet long, driven into the ground, and then build the concrete on top of that. So that's really what we're trying to address with this whole program.
Was it steel piles?
Yeah, they're steel H piles. In this case, there'll be 5 on each abutment. So in the profile view, you can see the relationship. The hatched area is really the old abutments. While they're founded on piles, they're not very deep. So the new design standards would require much deeper piles. So it doesn't show it clearly in this illustration, but this pile would extend down quite a bit farther.
You're going to drill through all the rock we have?
Well, actually at this location, we advanced a series of test quarries, and so we've identified the soil profile through here. And actually, this is one of the bridges that's not actually founded on rock. At some other locations, the piles would actually sit on the rock.
Yeah.
But here, because of the way the geology there's no bedrock, so to speak, at this location. So it's kind of a different engineering problem. But we're driving piles tomorrow in Shandaken, so if you're interested, go up there and look at the machine that's on a crane. It's pretty impressive deal. But as you can see here, the new bridge is a little bit longer span, and we're really limited to what we do to the channel, so there won't be a lot of disturbance to the channel, just placement of stone armoring to protect the new abutment. Now, as far as the detour, we've got to close the road, and we really, the state prefers us to put the signed detour onto state highway routes. So from this case, we'll start at 375 by the golf course, just east of the town. There'll be signage there directing people down to 28 and follow 28 around back to Mount Tremper.
Now, this, of course, isn't going to prevent the locals who know better.
Correct.
County and local.
So
I was going to say, yeah.
We did look at the county road, Wittenberg Road, and that, we did look at those roads. The county is doing some maintenance on it this summer at the same time, which would overlap. So we didn't want to direct traffic onto that road when there's other construction activities
There's
going
nothing
on.
that would prevent us from advising our locals, we certainly would.
You can tell anybody what to go where they want to. The signed detour route will be that way, down to 28 and back up around. So, the locals will always find their own way around, whether it's on a county road or whatever. Yes?
This profile looks dangerously like a map of the United States from Spokane down to Florida, and then back up over New England.
It's not quite that far, though.
No? It just looks like it.
Yeah, that was completely unintentional.
The wording on the detour will be clear enough that you won't chase all the tourists from coming into the middle of town.
Jeremy, may I ask a quick question?
No.
Hold on.
I'm asking a question.
Not Jeremy.
Yeah, we'll have signage there directing people that businesses open, something like that. And we have variable message boards also included in the contract, so we can change that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to work on maybe some specifics if we need to have some language there that there's an event going on or something that we need to make sure that people go into town.
Oh.
We
Were
cer-
you going to tell us at some point the timeframes?
Yeah, that's the next slide.
Jim?
So as far as schedule, in March, we did some tree removals. If you were out there, we had some restrictions with Indian about, or northern long-eared bat. So here we are on the 17th public information meeting. Early June, you'll start to see some activity going on there. We have erosion sediment control devices have to be put in. The signage will start going up on the detour. It'll be installed but covered. So you'll see a bunch of sign panels with black covers on them. And some equipment and material will start to be delivered in. We're working in Shandaken, so a lot of that material and equipment will just be mobilized from there. So the
Francis, question.
No, at the end, thank you.
The scheduled closure date is 24th of June. We were trying to be as close to the end of the school year as we could to minimize the disruption on the buses. We have had contact with the bus companies though. Then on the 27th, we start the demolition of the old structure. So mid-August, we're thinking that the structural steel will come in for the concrete deck, and then by early October, we'd be reopened. And then maybe a week or two of just cleanup and some landscaping activities at the end.
Some years ago, there was extreme damage to the roadway uphill from where the bridge is. And the road was washed out.
Yes.
Exceedingly washed out. And are you guys making sure that the stream bed is going to stay where it is?
Right, well, the scope of this project really is limited to the area around the bridge. So we're installing whatever erosion protection we need to protect the bridge structure, and we're not disturbing anything more than 30 or 40 feet each way. So that if there's a road issue problem, then the DOT will have to take care of that separately.
Not your department.
Well, yeah, we'd love to do the work for you, but this project is just that area, so. So that's the schedule. One of the components of this design build process is this public outreach. So we had a stakeholder meeting down at the other town building a few weeks back, public information meeting tonight. The next thing people will see is that everyone in the zip code will receive a postcard in the mail.
Yeah, which zip code?
We were 1249.
Do we know which?
Oh, out there, it's a different
Yes.
zip code.
Mhm.
12416, 12457, 12495, 12448, and 12464 are the zip codes included.
Do you know how many cards there are?
Yes. Approximately 1,500.
So you're not doing Woodstock, I didn't hear Woodstock.
No, it sounded like Willow.
It's Willow Lake Hill.
Yeah, that's right.
Tremper. Yeah, I think we all know, we're gonna all know and get the detours on.
Yeah, the postcards were supposed to go really to the people who were the most affected by it. This whole project, all 6 locations, where I think we have 35,000 postcards we're mailing out. So it'll basically just summarize what we talked about tonight. So that people will get those cards probably a week, 10 days before the bridge closes. There'll be an additional set of letters that get mailed out to town officials and the fire department, kind of reiterating that. The DOT, they
You got a graphic that we can put on our website?
yeah, if you want to put something on the website, we can give you the postcard graphics, and you can put that right on your front page or wherever. The DOT maintains the website, and it's in the 511 system. And then all the traffic operations are maintained by the Regional Traffic Management Center down in Westchester, but they have control over the message boards actually by remote if they need to, but so that it's all coordinated with other activities going on. So
Who's the best contact person though if we do have a big event that we want to get a message on?
you can call Chris at the office or myself. We actually have a call-in number for people to leave messages on too, if in addition to our personal phones. We'll make sure that the town gets a list of contacts.
Is it that phone number you see on the bottom of the page?
No, that'll be somebody in Johnstown who only does accounting.
And I have a couple of questions. Yeah, I have some questions. Okay. So one question is, what exactly will the sign say? So somebody's coming up 212 from Saugerties, they hit 375, they see a detour sign. Is it going to indicate that they're good, if they took 212 up until Mount Tremper, they're okay? They should only detour if they're going beyond Mount Tremper? What will the detour sign say besides detour?
Yeah, we'll probably have to clarify that people whose destination is the village proper of Woodstock to go straight. So we might say points west.
Well, points west of Mount Tremper. And the other thing is, I know everybody kind of thinks, well, you don't have to send a postcard to Woodstock, but if people are in the center of Woodstock and they're trying to head out to Mount Tremper or Shandaken and beyond on 212, I would think they might want to know. So I'm not quite sure why you excluded Woodstock, because that's beyond the 375 mark.
Yeah, the list was given to us by the state, by the government, so I'll blame them for that.
Well,
But we can
I'm
look,
government too.
we can look into
Land
that.
Cuomo.
I'm government too.
We can look at, yes, but different levels.
But since most of Woodstock, 12498, since most of that is, you know, when you're coming from Saugerties and you hit 375,
Yeah.
then you're in Woodstock, and they're the ones who I think need to
That's
know.
12498?
12498.
We will add
We can probably add
12498 to our list and add that to the zip
That's
code.
all of us around here.
On this side, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably they probably looked at the location and took
Yeah.
a note there, so.
yeah, okay, but thanks.
And a lot when we set up the detour, and because we got this is the Ulster County project, they got 2 sites going now. Our Orange County project has 3 sites going, Dutchess County has a couple. We do set up these traffic detours to the best of Harrison Burroughs, the engineering firm, and the signs. We do react to traffic. It's not perfect the first time. We really see where traffic is starting to follow, and we think we have it clear on the plans and where everybody's going to go, and then they take a couple different routes. So for the first week or 2, it will be a little bit of work in progress, and maybe adding some signs and changing some messages. So we will work at it and really
Yeah.
inspect it
Yeah,
for
it
the
won't
first
take
couple
long,
of
you'll
weeks.
hear from a bunch of us, I'm sure.
And then
That helps also.
if we knew there were certain events going on in the village that, you know, if we had sort of a list of that or whatever, we can come up and program the board that weekend to say, you know, whatever, go straight for the.
Oh, right, so it's gonna be at one of those electronic boards?
Yeah, we'll have one at each end.
Yeah, okay. Okay, and then the other question I do have is, I noticed a planning board member here, are you, since it's a huge project in Woodstock and the planning board probably wants to know, Paul, are you here for the purpose of just hearing? Or are you gonna go out of courtesy, go visit our planning board just so they know what's going on, or?
Well, we haven't typically been going to more than one, we've been having one meeting per town, so we talk to people, I guess, I don't want to overcommit.
We can provide our Francis can provide his slideshow.
Yeah,
If
we
you want to present it yourself at the planning board and go over it and call us with any questions that come up, you know.
Well, I guess have a person emailing to the planning board would be a good,
Yeah, the clerk can forward us those addresses this week, or I can forward it to her and she can post it,
to the planning board, perfect.
whatever you want to do.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah. And that can be posted on the town's website, I suppose, too, right? I don't think we have a problem with putting this on the website. On the
No,
town's
they
website.
would like to, that's certainly fine.
Also, if you have any issues, you can contact me. I'm monitoring the project and I'm getting calls from everybody on our other locations. So I can leave you my phone number to our field office, which is in Stone Ridge, if you want to write it down. It's area code 845-687-6017.
Okay, and you're Chris, and you say your role is?
I'm the engineer in charge,
Engineer,
basically, for the project. And my last name is Carlin, C-A-R-L-O-N.
Okay, cool.
And I might not answer the phone when you call because I could be out in the field, but I have an answering machine and I will return your call before the end of the day. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and he's, essentially anybody who calls us, either if you call me, since I'm on the contractor side, we're all kind of all together, so we're obligated to respond at a certain time, because we want to take care of any issues that come up. And there might be, we might be able to address, it might be something easily addressed, like a new sign, there might be some things that we can't do, but we'll do what we can. And certainly want to make sure that we don't impact any of the businesses.
No ferry service across the Beaver.
Yeah.
There'll be mules there, you can go across by mules.
David, you have a question?
Yeah, so what's the difference between the large detour and the small detour in mileage?
Oh, you mean Wittenberg Road? I want to say one was like 14 and one was 21. Is that right?
It was 14, 27. I thought ours is 27, right?
Yeah,
And I think I thought the other one was 11, 12 miles shorter.
yeah. But that's pure mileage too. The county roads you can't drive as fast on.
Is Colebrook Road part of the detour, part of the small detour?
We're only signing one detour, and that's
Right,
the
okay.
state highway, so there is no official small detour or Colebrook or local detour.
Yeah, and Piney Point.
That's where the
There's a couple
locals
of
find
others.
the.
And get-
We wanted to add the county road detour, but they're doing some paving repairs and then oil and chipping the road at some time this summer, and it's tough to send your detour traffic to.
And you start sending them downtown roads, they'd all be here telling you, don't do it.
Yeah, so,
Yeah,
right, in other
so-
towns where we're not on town roads, but
Right.
they're using town roads as shortcuts.
Right, that's where the locals would know it, people that you're detouring would know it.
And also, I don't know, Francis, if you touched on this, but Trailways uses 212 and they will be rerouted also.
Right.
So you've been in contact with Trailways, I'm sure.
They'll have to, they stop, we stop right behind them this evening, they stop in the village. So
Many times, yeah.
they'll have to reroute their.
There's a great deal of bicycle traffic on that road, and I presume that the road's going to be totally out.
Yeah.
I've seen conditions where bikes can go over part of the road. But-
Yeah, the road will be passable all the way to the bridge, and then that, there'll be a 100-foot.
Hey, Jen, is Knievel your middle name?
There you go, Bucky. James, he's got his own pontoon bike.
The road's closed to bicyclists as well as motor vehicles.
Yeah, we don't have any specific language for bicyclists, but it
Just curse
typically
that.
says all traffic, but we can take that into consideration. Is there a substantial number of bicyclists is there an organization
No.
around here that we should communicate with?
There isn't an organization as such, but there are a lot of riders.
Yeah.
And they tend to go along hoping, expecting that there'll be a little lane open for them.
Yeah, and there won't be any.
Yeah.
You could reach out to over bikes down here on the main thoroughfare.
Or we could.
Yeah, we could do
We
that.
have like a merchants that
He's-
rents bikes.
Yeah.
No, he sells them, but he would
He
be
does get
connected.
rental in the village.
He'd be connected with all the the different riding
Yeah,
groups.
we can make sure he gets a letter. What was the name of it?
Overlook Mountain Bike
Overlook Bikes.
on Tinker Street in Woodstock.
Yeah, so we have a bunch of letters going out, so we'll make sure we send them.
His name is William Denter. Can I just ask one other question? Is this, that bridge that you're doing, is that one of the 3 series in Mount Tremper? You know that, yes? What's the shape of the other 2 bridges?
I don't know. Okay.
On the southern border.
This one was chosen for, the scour protection, the flood thing, which is really now a big flood issue here. And also the type of bridge this is, the old concrete beams have been a significant problem for us maintaining them since this type of bridge was really started to become popular in the early 1980s. I don't know what the other bridges are without looking at them.
Yeah, I was just wondering, I think they all kind of came in at the same time, didn't they? Yeah.
They must be in somewhat better,
Maybe
all
for
the
3
beaver
years
kill
we'll
or
do
for
this, huh?
different streams, or still the beaver kill?
It's still the
Two
Beaver
Beaver
Kill.
Kill, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One right in Lake Hill, and there's another one in Willow before this one.
Is the other one Mink Hollow?
No.
That's actually Beaver Kill.
Yeah, they're,
Oh, okay.
Just past Sickler Road is
they're
the
all,
one, and the one
they're all
that's.
upstream from this, though, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so they'd be between here, this is the first one from Mount Tremper.
Okay, headed down towards us.
But if you want to fix the one on Mink Hollow for us, that's fine.
No, it was just a review.
I heard there was one, the town project coming out, so maybe we'll look at it. For the right price.
You'll be in the area.
Actually, the specs are out.
Yeah, someone suggested it was being, bid openings next week, so.
No, June something?
June
2 weeks.
sometime.
2 weeks, yep.
Couple of weeks.
Any more questions? Francis, thank you very much.
Thank you for having us. We'll send you our contact info,
Okay,
and then you can share whatever you like.
okay.
And if there's any issues, please
Send me that graphic to put on our list.
Yeah, we'll do that for
Put it
you.
on Facebook.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just bear with me a minute, I'll turn this all off. The most high-tech town.
The old
Thanks very much, folks.
And the best Which way you look? Now be careful which way you look.
Okay, we got some stuff here.
Yeah, it's for announcements.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll mail you. Yeah, thank you.
So did you have an announcement, Laura?
I did have an announcement. I just wanted to let people know, on June 7th, as a lot of people know, we have the congressional race going on. And the Democratic primary for congressional race will be June 28th. I'm not as up on what the Republicans are doing, they may well have their primary on the same date, but the Democrats are having a congressional primary on June 28th. And we have 2 Democratic candidates, Zephyr Teachout and Will Yandick, and we have the great privilege of having the 2 of them debate on June 7th in our very own community center. Apparently there are 3 debates between Zephyr and Will between now and June 28th. There's our debate in Woodstock, there's one in Oneonta, and apparently Time Warner Cable has one later on. But we have the first debate. So June, yeah, very pleased to get both candidates, very hard to get schedules to align. But anyway, so on June 7th, the doors will open at 6:30, the event will start at 7, and the moderator will be our very own Woodstock Times, Brian Hollander. So I'm looking forward to the debate. I know he'll be a great moderator, and the candidates. I encourage everybody to come on out and listen, and if you choose to come and you're not a Democrat, it's okay, because one of the 2 will be on the ballot in November. So every Democrat, come on out, because you'll be voting hopefully on June 28th. And if you're not, you'll get to know who the candidate will be, who will be on the ballot in November.
What day of the week is that?
Tuesday,
Tuesday.
June 7th.
I had a conversation with Nathan Giovinelli today from IGS Solar, just to get an update on the solar project. The NYSERDA application has all gone in, so that's all taken care of, and they're waiting to hear back on that. Also, they've decided to, Armed Forces is not going to be doing the construction. They've gone out to bid. They've received 4 bids from, and I think they've used 3 of the different builders. And the bids are all in, and they hope to be selecting a builder by the end of next week. Once that is in place, they'll do a design builds contract with that builder, and the NYSERDA application should be in at the same time. And we'll be up to the races.
Thanks for the update, that's great.
Thank you. The other thing I would just mention, the Route 212 Coalition held a meeting last night down at Town Hall for possible angels, folks who are going to help with that project. And they had a nice turnout. They had 21 people come out. And I was pleased to see that. They're going to be having, I just want to check my email here because I have it, on May 24th, next Tuesday night at 6:30 at the Town Hall. They're going to be having another presentation, an informational session. So anybody interested in coming out and checking out the program, please do. It'll be at 6:30. And that's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay, any other announcements? Okay, so moving on to topics, we have a couple of proposed amendments to local laws, the ethics law and the zoning law. Let's talk about the ethics law first. As you may or may not recall, I think now it's going back more than 2 years, we had proposed amendments to the ethics law. Among those proposals was reducing from $75 to $20 the gift that public officials and employees could be allowed to accept. I know, Billy, that you weren't terribly thrilled with that number, but I do believe, don't interrupt me, please. Thank you. But I do recall vaguely that $20 is something head nodded by a majority of the board, so I'm willing to proceed with it. And I think that when we see the definition of gifts as it's taken from the New York State lobby law, I think it really makes, in fact, I don't see why anyone would take 5 cents from anybody if it were meant to influence them in the discharge of their official duties. However, there were some other elements in that, and we sent it to the ethics board, and they returned a year ago a response, and some of our recommendations they accepted, some of them they didn't. They made recommendations, some of which, speaking for myself, I accept, some of which I don't accept, but for the most part accept. Anyway, so without getting into it and without making sausage here at the table, what I'm proposing is I will take the 2 documents, well, the 3 documents, what we had proposed, what they proposed, and then what I'm proposing as a synthesis of all these different things, and send it all around to you for your comment, and we can proceed from there.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, the zoning law amendments. Okay, so the planning board had sent us a packet of proposed amendments. We all made comments on them. And then just before sending it all back to you, we also added the proposed overlay districts and sent it back to them for their review. And they have communicated to us 2 things. One, they addressed our comments, most of which they accepted, and most of which just really required clarifications. It wasn't so much a change in what they were proposing, so much as clarifying language. And there was really just one item that they said no, and I looked at it, and actually it makes sense. And then when I read it more carefully, I could see why. I don't remember what it was, but it did make sense. All this is available to you. What I'm proposing to do is to take the zoning law did I say, so the request was that we simply adopt the packet that they had sent us with the corrections and amendments that they made as a result of our comment, separate for now the overlay districts because they want to spend more time reviewing it. I believe they've set up an appointment with Mr. Steve Winkley from New York State Rural Water to come to one of their meetings and clarify certain things to them. Anyway, their advice to us is to proceed with the original packet, and if that's amenable to everybody, I will prepare a document that reflects their response to the comments we made on the original proposed packet.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Paul, do you know when Steve Winkley is coming?
Not sure, I know Matt's coming Thursday for an hour to go over his comments. I'm not sure if they contacted Steve for that meeting, or if it would be our following meeting. But I know we're doing it meeting to meeting so we can get them back as soon as possible.
Okay, great.
I wanted to point out that the responses in relation to the aquifer protection are not yet complete.
Yes, that's right.
Right, that's,
Right, well, I wanted to...
That's right, and they've requested more time to deal with that. Okay, so that's how we'll proceed with those items.
Are you going to do a combined seeker and then just isolate public hearings? Or are you going to do two separate seekers involved, right? So
We'll make, it'll be two separate amendments, two separate processes. I mean, if we're going to proceed with the original packet, I don't see how we can proceed with the other one.
See, our thought was to do one seeker, but just hold separate public hearings on the two proposals. They have a separate hearing on our proposal, and then a separate hearing on the aquifer tributary proposal.
Except that we don't have a finalized document.
we need to
We're still waiting for your
Well, ours
comment.
isn't either. I mean, we're gonna hand it to you, but you're still gonna look at our amendments, right? And we don't have
Oh,
it.
no, I'm satisfied.
Oh, we don't have a final document yet to give to you.
I think you did.
The ones Reese just
The
gave
one
us?
that Therese just gave us?
Yeah, but it's not all edited, and we haven't voted on all the final little edits and everything. Oh, I mean, it's fine if you're gonna do two seekers. We thought it'd be easier if you did one and then just held separate public
Oh, I
hearings.
like doing those seekers. It's always a challenge. So wait a second, so I'm sorry, then I misunderstood.
No,
I
I
thought
thought
that...
you meant is 99%.
I mean, is it something we can proceed with?
Yeah, Thursday, we're just gonna give the final approval, because there's a few final tweaks we
okay.
did at the last meeting.
Uh-huh.
And then it was ready, so
So are you suggesting that I wait until that meeting to make a
Yeah, I would wait until after
yeah.
Thursday's
Okay.
document
Right.
before you...
right. But you don't think it's going to be very different than
No,
what Therese gave
we're
us?
very close. I mean, it was just a few things I found that we didn't do that needed to be tweaked for the LISI language,
Mhm.
and a few things Matt's system found.
Mhm.
So we'll just have to run past the board Thursday.
We still got to run it by Iris, too.
Yes.
So
She'll
instead
have
of,
a lot.
I'm sorry, I can't make it Thursday.
Is that this Thursday?
Yes.
Thank you.
And,
So-
well, yeah, because we'll be discussing the aquifer is the main on Thursday.
so Paul, if there are a few changes, rather than give us this whole big document again, just maybe you could run off one or two comments and just tell us what page.
Yeah,
they
ask
are.
Therese not to give us all the
Yeah, we don't
document.
need to get the whole 20-some odd pages again.
well, Paul, Jeremy.
Jeremy.
No, just give it to me,
Yeah.
and I'll communicate with
And
Yeah, rather,
come up
yeah.
with a final document.
There's a lot of paper to
Yeah.
be running off for
Yeah.
a couple of changes then.
Well, Jerry, you can email it to us though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, sounds good.
And of course, none of this is going to happen before June 3, for reasons that we will discuss. Okay, so let me offer some resolutions. Thanks, Paul. Good to see you all. It's been a long
See
time.
you also.
Be it resolved to accept minutes for meetings held on March 15 and 29, April 12, 19, and 25, and May 1 and 10.
Second.
All in favor? Be it resolved to accept the town clerk's report. All in favor?
Aye. Can we ask a question?
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
We saw over $200,000 coming in from New York State, yes? Did
You
you
saw
want to
two,
share?
actually, if you added up the two, you saw $250,000. Yes, that was the grant that through the good offices of Kevin Cahill, I was able to secure for the community center project. And It took quite a bit of paperwork, quite a bit of copying. Thank you, Town Clerk. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Pam, for getting all that paper stuff together. It only took a year and a while, but it finally came. I think, when did we get that? It was a year ago, last October, I think. We all met in the town hall, right? With the big check,
And it came in.
So it finally came in. It was wired into our account earlier this month.
Terrific.
Good job.
All in favor?
Aye.
Be it resolved to authorize transfers per the transfer sheet. All in favor?
Aye.
Be resolved to authorize payment of audited vouchers in the amount of $382,656.26.
Question.
Yes.
What were the 8 embroidered polo shirts in there for the police department?
I think it's probably dispatch.
Yeah, it's dispatch. Those are the uniforms for dispatch.
Good, thanks. I had no idea.
Good question.
God, we could have knocked $56 over this. All in favor?
Aye.
Be resolved to authorize court clerks the use of a private vehicle, town reimbursing mileage and tolls for attendance at schooling in the 3rd District offices in Castleton, New York on May 19, 2016.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Take that Y out of district-y. Be resolved to hire Robert Jacadis as part-time police officer for the Woodstock Police Department at $20.70 per hour effective May 16, 2016.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Be it resolved to hire Dylan Jocelyn Peter as part-time police officer at the Woodstock Police Department at $20.70 per hour effective May 16, 2016.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Whereas highway personnel in some cases bring skills to the job superior to the job description of the grade, and whereas these extra skills can be made available to the highway department and other governments, such as the general fund, the water fund, and wastewater fund. And whereas it is fair to recognize the superior skills from adjustment and compensation, therefore be it resolved to create a grade 3.5 tier for the highway department personnel to be compensated at a rate paid midway between the rate of pay for grade 3 and grade 4 tiers.
Second. Question.
Yes.
What does that do to the highway budget?
Well, if we follow through with the following resolution, it affects that budget about $1,950
In total?
in total.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Be it resolved effective May 23, 2016, to appoint William Washburn and Joel Gracias to a grade 3.5 tier for a rate of pay of $20.45 per hour. The rate of pay midway between the rate of pay for grade 3 and grade 4 tiers, with the understanding that the extra skill sets, which include possession of a Class A license and carpentry skills, are made available not only to the highway department, but to other governments such as the general fund, the water fund, and the wastewater fund.
Second.
In favor? Aye. Be it resolved to accept the retirement of Chucky. This kind of breaks my heart, really. Be it resolved to accept the retirement of Chucky Houston effective August 1, 2016, and be it further resolved to recognize, appreciate, and thank Chucky for her many years of service to the town.
Second.
Chucky's worked for this town for how many million years? 30 some odd years, and just always a good face to the public, and just a real good to the town. Thank you, Chuck.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Be it resolved to hire Chucky Hughes. Oh, she's coming back! Be it resolved to hire Chucky. Now I'm happy to hire Chucky Houston as part-time grade 4 deputy assessor at $21.29 per hour effective August 3, 2016.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Be it resolved to hire Andrew Doyle at $12.79 per hour and Kyle Adams at $12.54 per hour as temporary/seasonal workers for the Woodstock Highway Department, starting date May 23 and ending date September 30, 2016.
Second.
Now, there's a missed opportunity here. What if it was Doyle Kyle and Andrew Adams?
Yeah, there you go.
Ah,
All in favor?
Aye.
Whereas Country Club Spirits LLC, DBA The Woodstock Lodge, 20 Country Club Lane, Woodstock, New York, 12498, is in compliance with the Alcoholic Beverage Control Law, Section 64, Subdivision 2A, has notified this municipality of their intent to file an application for a liquor license with the New York State Liquor Authority. And whereas this property is currently in compliance with all local laws and does not have any violations at this time, therefore be it resolved in this instance, a 30-day period to review said application and consent to the issuing of a liquor license to the above-named applicant.
Second.
All in favor? That's all our business. Well, I just want to make a little announcement to the town. As of a week from today, May 24th, Deputy Bill McKenna will be the tyrant of Woodstock until my return from Beijing, China. I have been invited by the Beijing Normal University in a cultural exchange between the peoples of Woodstock and the peoples of Beijing to serve as cultural ambassador from our municipality. I have reached out to a significant number, because there are so many, there's no hope of getting them all, but a significant number of the cultural institutions in our town to ask them to give me transportable pieces of art to present as gifts in this cultural exchange. And many have responded, and it's really wonderful. I really think we're taking something very nice and very beautiful to the people of Beijing. Anyway, so I'll be flying over the North Pole and flying back over the North Pole on June 3. It'll probably take me until July 3 to get over the jet lag, so Bill McKenna may be the tyrant of Woodstock for an extra month.
Extra month. It's not like you'll be tired, it's going to be cold.
And, so that, I just wanted to let everybody know that.
How normal can they be?
Well, you know, it's interesting. New Paltz used to be the New Paltz Normal College. And normal is the word that they used to let you know that it was a teaching school. And the Beijing Normal University is a teaching school. Now, how this all came about, in case anyone is curious, is I was sitting in the office one day, barking orders and raising taxes, when 3 people of Chinese descent came into my office. There was one gentleman who's actually a resident of the town and has been here for a number of years, and a couple, and I'm going to guess somewhere in their 30s. She is a professor at the Beijing Normal University. She came to the United States to take courses in Columbia University. She came up here to Woodstock to visit. She was absolutely enchanted by our town. She came in, she said, "Gee whiz, can you direct me to materials that would, show me more about, tell me more about the town?" Well, an hour and a half later, I sent them out the door, and when they saw the stage over there. "Oh, what's that?" "Oh, that's our Shakespeare stage." "Oh, yes, I've handled it a few times on the boards myself." Well, that was interesting to them. And what was interesting to them was that I, self-published a novel and it was available in the bookstore. 2 days later, she came back with this book. She asked me to sign it. And I signed the book, and off she went. And a week or so later, I get this email from Beijing saying, we'd like to establish a cultural exchange. Beijing Normal University will pay for your airfare and your accommodations while you're in China, and we would be delighted to have you themselves. That's where it all came from. That's what it's all about.
And I'm so honored.
And I'll bring back some tea and incense from the Orient.
Sounds good. We'll serve tea our next board meeting.
So with that, I move to adjourn. Jeremy? Oh, yes.
Could you make an announcement? I was a little bit late about the bridge being open, very helpful.
The Erie Hill Bridge is not only open, but I personally drove over it. And it supported my Sentra and myself. So I encourage anyone with a Sentra to cross that bridge.
Nothing more.
Have you seen anything heavier on that, Mr. Highway Superintendent?
Yes, I have.
And what have you seen?
I have seen the grader was on it and a loaded truck of asphalt, and I didn't fall.
And how heavy would you say those vehicles are?
Oh, 300 pounds.
Capable 25 ton plus. So.
25 tons.
Wow.
Well, then I guess you can go over that bridge with 25 tons.
Michael, what's the weight?
Hey, listen.
It's unrated.
Once again, the Baker
It's
Brothers,
25.
to now call themselves Kingston Rental or whatever, they do the Chestnut Hill Bridge for us, and we've done this. They're really wonderful, and you tell them how happy we are with the work. And thank the highway department, Kevin, and all for participating, we had all that. No, it's great, the bridge is wonderful. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Aye.
Good night.